What do we got? We got us this team 2 with Daedra. First up, we got Athaman. I love this mog. That's probably my favorite mog of yours. We got Snoopy over here as well with the Feral. We got us this Fenny and Tasty. Coming out as an Enhancement Shaman this time. We got ourselves team 2 with Lex Sweep. I wonder what he's gonna do. We got ourselves Prox coming in as a Feral. That's gonna be Feral versus Feral here. Drassa as a looks like an arms warrior with a shield. We got ourselves WTF FTW as a Shadow Priest, as well as Telrion with more of this arms warrior. Actually, Drush, never mind, he's a Fury warrior with a shield. Well, you guys are really interesting with the Fury warriors and shields. Gonna give yourself like a gladiator stance style warrior going on. Yeah, is that what's going on? Is that what's the point? Looks like FTW is going to be first. Oh, the Shadow Priest versus Tasty. Tasty taking a little bit carefully. Being an Enhancement Shaman versus a Shadow Priest out of all the classes to go up first against. Going to be stunned by FTW. Getting the dots up and running at Tasty. That's going to be quite a lot. Tasty just go for a... I keep swapping to wrong people. I'm so sorry. It's going to be FTW's 4. Tasty's 5. Did Tasty just burn his Dwarven Racial? Dark Iron Racial? He might have actually. There's going to be quite a lot of pressure with the dots. FTW getting hit with a stun though. So Tasty finally gets himself a little bit of a moment of a break, gets the Ghost Wolves up and running, or Ghost Raptors, trying to see if he can close in the gap. Big damage on FTW. Oh my god, does he even lift or disperse? Oh my goodness. Oh, what was that? That was a big blood of the enemy, a huge rest, and massive burst out of Tasty. That guy dispersed and he still died through it. Oh my god. That's a Shaman right there, boys. Oh goodness, gotta be Drassa next though, as a Fury Warrior, swapping in back to the double two-handers instead of a sword and shield, or axe and shield. Trying to see if he can deal with Tasty, who just deleted that Shadow Priest after. I feel like the Shadow Priest really starting to creep up some damage on him, really starting to make some work, and that Tasty came in and just whap. Got him out of there. Get him out of there. Big Sunder on to Drassa. That's been that. Not even 2 minutes, dude. 1 minute 38 seconds. Tasty taking a little bit of damage right now. Why'd you go defensively here? Gonna be a trinket out of Drassa from that Storm Capacitor Totem. Fear into Tasty does not breach Armory. Drassa under quite a lot of pressure though. What is killing this man? Does get a charge heal. Might you go for the big heal though? Big lightning bolts available for Tasty. No, Drassa. They didn't even press in Rage Regeneration. Leg Sweeper is going to be up next. Trying to see if he can catch Tasty. Probably go to Leg Sweeper right here. As he pops into Ghost Wolf, maybe that'll give him some healing while in Ghost. Does get a Safeguard Trinket proc, and though needed that Safeguard. Going to try to go for a heal. Sunder onto Leg Sweep. Does he land the Hex? Almost landing. It does get interrupted. Very, very unfortunate. But I still might be able to get that Hex off either way. Does the Monk go for a Trinket? The Monk doesn't even have a Trinket. So that's going to be some big heals for Tasty. At least get himself some kind of relief of pressure. Big blood of the enemy until Leg Sweep. Does he go for the big setup to follow of the blood of the enemy? Looks like he's just going to have to play this very, very defensively. Maybe a lot of self-heals. Disarm coming out as he goes in for big cooldowns. And that's going to be Tasty going down. Not only you can really do, especially when you get so low and a touch of death comes at you. Leg Sweep just kind of threw everything at him. Everything but a karma. That was a really good play though. Either way, I thought it was a really good play. Next up is going to be Atha giving Leg Sweep. Bit of an honor duel, but it looks like maybe a bow from range. Just slash wave at each other. Gonna be Atha slash wave. Leg Sweep walking, kind of like for a bow, maybe. Bow from range. Athaman establishing his position. He's the first one to throw in a judgment, so Leg Sweep is gonna go in. Since Atha's first one to make the aggression happen here, but a nice bow between each other. Gonna be Leg Sweep going with the trinket, so it looks like Leg Sweep does have a trinket. That's gonna be a big old hammer sitting over his head. Trinketed for the hammer immediately. He knows it's gonna be a lot of damage. Trying to huge damage with that hammer. What was that? I don't even what? Did Atha did pop wings for it by the looks of it? That was a one hammer. He didn't even hit him with much. What? Oh, good thing he did shrink it then. Otherwise, it was going to be over. I don't even know if a karma would have saved you at that point. That was so much of your health just gone. It's going to be disarm onto Athaman for a second. Still able to generate a little bit of holy power. Has a lot of self-heals with a word of glory. Trying to maintain his consecration as best as he can. Consecration is actually pretty good ability for powers to maintain when you have no other globals. If you just want to put something down, if someone's going to chase after you, put down a consecration. That's just extra damage when you have nothing else to press. Just a Fury flying for Leg Sweep, able to get some parries onto Atha, trying to whittle him down little by little. And a ring of boopity bop to separate the two for just a second. Probably needs huge nerfs. I don't really know. Gonna be a big old hammer off over Leg Sweep's head with a hodge to follow. I think Athema might just have it. Doesn't get a karma off here at all, though. Maybe karma ports. The hammer does slam down. Didn't need the karma, barely surviving. It goes in for self heal. Might have to go harm. Athema could bop this off. Does bop it off. Leg Sweep, I think, is over and done with big hammer flying on Judgment right after taking him out. Not a lot you could really do unless you could just run away and disappear. Unless you're a rogue with advantage, you can't really do that. He hit him that 4-minute, almost 5-minute mark with ML Prox is going to be going up next with Zath. It looks like the bop is down for Athos, so it's going to be quite a big defensive gone. Try to see if he can just burn through the Shield of Vengeance. Thorns are available for Prox. Athame can't really respond, does pop wings and goes for a very defensive play here. Mass self-heals for Atho back to back as Prox got a lot of pressure on him. But Atho at least get himself massive heals while wings are up. So it's going to be big for him. Prox goes in for a little bit of a run and hide and heal over time strat. Athaman almost walking into the Ursols. It's basically the new charge trap from Hunters, isn't it? The Ursols. It's kind of nutty, honestly. But it looks like Atho is still taking quite a bit of pressure. Hodge into Prox. It's going to be a big old hammer. Barsing coming up for Prox. Atho is still going to try to commit a lot of damage in. Might be a bubble here as he's super low. Does go forward to Glorious to follow. Prox taking the minimal damage from the hammer. Barskin does do a lot of the work. Not only do you pop Barkskin, as you can stack up the damage for the hammer, but also the final hit gets Barkskin off too. Bubble coming out for Atho. Huge ability right now. Prox is just looking to get the hell out of there, and Atho could not really get the capitalization of any kind of damage onto Prox. Looks like maybe Bubble might have got used a little too early. Thorns are rough for Prox. Going to be quite a lot of pressure on Atho. Does get a blind onto Prox with a very defensive play with Flash of Lights. We were only at 6% dampener, so this is just the bleeds. And the procs from procs that are causing so much pressure to Athom. It's not any kind of healing reduction at all. It's just Athom under a lot of pressure from the Feral himself. It's going to be an opener by procs. Big dress on Athom. Huge setup. Maybe it's over. Shield of Vengeance saves the day for just a moment longer. Does go for a trinket in order to, I think, either give himself more damage or more health. There's a flash of light. Look at Prox. He's looking maybe to catch this, get himself. Not going to catch himself a reset from afar. Just going to go for Cyclone to Athos. That probably should have done that way earlier when he saw the Shield of Vengeance. But that's going to be Prox still holding on to a trinket. Atho getting opened up on. This is going to be still huge damage for Prox. Hodge by Atho with wings. Going to be instant trinket for Prox. Has a wall if necessary. Atho is trying to make the most damage happen here while trying to keep his health alive. Let's go. Prox actually just bursts it so much into Atho. Still takes a pretty big hit from the hammer, but heals it very quickly. I was just under a lot of stress here, man. And Deja is going to be up next. Deja is 1, I think. Yep. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Got himself a Mortal Coil stun onto Prox. No trinket available this time. He's going to get himself maybe a Tyrant. Does have a wall. Tyrant is available. Prox trying to go for the Skull Bash. Looks like he's not going to be able to get too far away. Maybe the Tyrant will get 1 or 2 casts in. I think maybe 1. Maybe 1. But still quite a lot of pets chasing after him. Just trying to go for a little bit of line of sight. At the worst. Leaping on top of Deja. I don't really know. It looks like Deja might be out of CDs here. I think it's going to be an opportunity for Prox to create an opening for a win right now. Port available for Deja. Stay mobile against the Feral is going to be a good idea. I even forgot Telrin is still in here. Hopefully he'll get a chance to play at some point. But we'll see. First we got to see if Deja and Prox who wins there. Deja getting that sneaky drain. Doing quite good for him right now though. He needs to maintain his health as best possible. Mortal Coil onto Prox. And it doesn't look like he has any pets to get any CC chains to follow him. Big port available for Deja though. Getting the hell out of the drain lifesteal onto Prox. Does get a Skull Bash. So you should still be able to get demonic summons in. Boskage Bombers join the fight. Handle Gul'dan available. Maybe he'll be able to get himself summon rolling. Looks like it's going to be a port instead. As Prox does go for some cooldowns. Might be a perfect opportunity for Deja to just kind of go for a lot of CC chains onto Prox. Try to deny as much of the damage that Prox has saved up right here with Berserk. Got himself some big shreds available. That's going to be big bites too. More bites as well. Deja taking a lot of pressure. I think it might be done and done right now. Get interrupted on a Demon Bolt and down he goes with Fenny. Fenny, the Demon Hunter, going to be up next versus Prox. Kind of missing him for a second. Biking him though. Barkskin is over. Oh no, Barkskin maybe? Barkskin doesn't show up as a UI. It looked like he had Barkskin for a second. But it looks like it's just Thorns, and he looks like it's just a toy that makes him look darker than usual. Benny is trying to see if he might be able to do something. Can a Demon Hunter do anything against a Feral? Because I felt like in the last patch, Demon Hunters maybe could stand toe-to-toe with a Feral Druid. Like a Feral could cheese billion bite setup with a bunch of roots and win. But a Demon Hunter, if you could catch a Feral in a single stun without a trinket, with just so much pressure onto a Feral. Big dress coming out by what looks like Prox. It looks like Fenny does go down fairly quick. The Snoopy, the last one left on Team 2. Looks Looks like he's going to give Prox a bit of an honor duel here, man. At least letting him catch up on health. Not a lot of mana available. Got himself some food, some drinks. So that's perfect. So this is going to be a bit of an honorable duel at the very least. Prox without a trinket, though. Not going to have Berserk. So I think Snoopy coming in with every single cooldown available. But it looks like they're both playing the same style, same matchup. Are they even going to start in stealth? Looks like Snoopy is just going to try to see if he can land an opener. Bar set available for Prox. Looks like Snoopy is still going to commit a lot of damage either way. Thorns are available. He's going to pop Thorns of his own. Ursul's kind of yeeting Snoopy back over. Does play Ursul's of his own. Kind of just gripping him out from behind the pillar, which is interesting. Big dress available. Snoopy's going to trick it out of that setup. And Prox, I think, might be going down here. Unless he can somehow figure out some way to keep his health above the water. Looks like he cannot. Snoopy finds himself super low in health. Dalaran, perfect opportunity for him to maybe charge in and catch Snoopy off guard. But maybe he'll give him an honor duel as well. Looks like he's going to allow the honor duel as an arms warrior. 32% dampening, so a lot of the healing is going to be gone. Snoopy is without a trinket, so Dalaran, in a sense, could maybe come out of this alive. Trinkets out of that opener by Snoopy. Parry available immediately. That's going to be a big blow to the enemy. Root on for Dalaran. Has to Bladestorm out of it. Leaping. Cannot catch up to Snoopy. Losing out a lot of the value in his damage. Does drop a banner down. Snoopy looking to maybe kill that banner just in between of running behind, running around the pillar. It looks like a lot of Dalaran's cooldowns are just gone completely. Popping himself back into defensive stance. And that's going to be Avatar as well as Warbreaker completely out of the question now. Bash comes out by Snoopy. He's going to get himself some cooldowns rolling. Dalaran is going to be quite a rough one here, man. Unless he can somehow find Snoopy in like a stun. And it doesn't look like he plays a stun either. With Thorns and him being so low, with a dodge sticking down. I don't really know what Dalaran can do at this point. I think it's over for the most part. Does get himself one last Warbreaker, but that's going to be Snoopy taking him out. Closing off the game, dude. That big burst by Tasty, by the way, is still going to just go down as probably the biggest burst I've ever seen. Prox making a nice return with a 1v3. Atherman tried to hold his own as best he could. Almost deleting the monk out of there immediately. Alright, boys, let's get another one going, yeah?